Two more people who tested positive for COVID-19 in Saskatchewan have died. They were both in the 80-plus age group in our northwest zone. There are 131 new cases in the province, including 14 in the northwest and 6 in the immediate Lloydminster area, where we have 50 active cases. 1,314 cases are active in Saskatchewan, with 116 in the northwest. 100 people are in hospital, with 9 in the northwest. Close to 755,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered in Saskatchewan, with more than 48,000 in our zone. With summertime quickly approaching, things will get hot, and that includes your pets. Connor Chan has more on how to make sure they stay cool and healthy.
Summertime is fast approaching, and with temperatures already above seasonal average the last few days, the topic of heat stroke in animals rises again, like making sure to leave your pets at home and not in your vehicle, and being aware of the signs in your dog when they get too hot.
They will be hot, they'll be lethargic, they'll just wanting to lay around, and just that inability to stop panting, because dogs don't sweat. So the way they try to get rid of extra heat is by panting.
Generally, the best time to take your pet on a walk on hotter days would be early in the morning or at nighttime when the sun isn't at its full peak. Sticking to spots with lots of trees and grass are ideal, with 10 to 15-minute walks being preferred to avoid overheating. However, some dog breeds need to be looked at more closely when it comes to the heat.
All of those dogs that are what we call brachycephalic, which means they have that really pushed in flat nose. So I would include in that your bulldogs, your French bulldogs, your pugs, your Boston terriers, even some boxers, like any dog that's got that little smushed in nose. Those dogs are really more sensitive to heat stroke and heat issues. They just have a hard time getting rid of as much heat, and they just have a hard time breathing in general.
The Lloyd Animal Hospital doesn't often see in-person cases when it comes to heat stroke, as many responsible pet owners have learned what to do at home if they see signs of overheating.
You could put them in the bathtub with some lukewarm to cool water, but not cold water. So if you're at home and you have access, you could put them in your tub and cool them down that way. If you're not, even if you can get some cold towels, wet and cold, and put them in the armpits and the groin, areas like that, that will start to help cool your dog's body temperature down as well, and make sure they have some fresh, cool water to drink at the same time.
Connor Chan, Primetime Local News.
Students across the Lloydminster Public School Division have been gearing up to get exercise and stay active as part of the Great Activity Challenge. Students at Winston Churchill School hopped on their bikes and rode around JC Park as part of the challenge. The goal is for kids to have at least 15 minutes of activity a day.
And we just really want to get kids to get outside and enjoy the wonderful weather, get exercise, get active. And so at Winston Churchill, we thought it's a great idea if we can get students biking at school. That would take care of their 15 minutes, and hopefully they can get up to an hour of exercise each day. But we brought in all kinds of bikes and scooters and skateboards and rollerblades.
To see how far the kids bike, the school is keeping track of how far they travel on a Canada-wide virtual map. The school also provided kids who may not be able to bike a chance to participate as well.
Dr. Duncan's out there with his trishaw, and so he's able to give students a ride today if they don't have a bike or a scooter or wheels at school, or if they have any mobility issues that they're working through. He's able to give them a ride around the park so that they can have fun and enjoy the day too.
The Great Activity Challenge was launched on May 25th and runs until June 16th. A local artist is teaming up with Home Hardware Building Center to support local organizations with her handcrafted jewelry. The hope is to help with the housing insecurity in Lloydminster. We go to our Shelby Clark for more.
I'm joined here with Laura Witch with the Home Hardware Building Center Lloydminster. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, with the housing insecurity here, Home Hardware is wanting to help through the month of June with the Give Me Shelter campaign. What's exactly this all about?
So actually, it was an initiative started by local artist Dawn Lawrence Flowen, and she has created these absolutely gorgeous jewelry pieces. We have bracelets, charms, and necklaces available. And she's created these gorgeous pieces that are available for sale at Home Hardware. And as well, we are accepting monetary donations through the tills. We have a couple different packages that are available for people to contribute, anywhere from $25 all the way up to $1,300. And they go towards supporting these organized products that people experiencing housing difficulties might need. Items like grooming packages, clothes for an interview, all the way to meals and keeping the shelter doors open longer. So between the two, the jewelry and the monetary donations, we're really hoping to have a big impact with these organizations and provide them with some much needed funds.
What made Dawn and Home Hardware decide to do this for the month of June?
So it's a great way to support some local organizations and provide them with much needed funds that they need to keep their doors open and keep providing to residents of Lloydminster who are experiencing issues with housing.
Now, which organizations will the donations be going towards?
So we're supporting the Interval Home, the Men's Shelter, the Drop-In Center, and the Lloydminster Youth Center as well.
Are you able to share what specific types of jewelry will be involved?
So we have necklaces of 2 different lengths available for purchase, as well as some charms and some bracelets. They are all handmade. They are designed with a little house with a heart for a door. And as well, it comes with a gemstone attached to their high quality silver pieces, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Can you expand a bit more on how else people can help support this fundraiser if they are interested in buying the jewelry?
Sure. We are accepting donations at the till. There are different packages available. People can purchase a package for someone all the way from $25 up to $1,300, from grooming packages, clothing for an interviews, meals, keeping shelter doors open longer, stuff like that. And we will accept monetary donations of any kind, and 100% of those proceeds are going back to these organizations.
Why do you believe having this Give Me Shelter campaign is so important for people in the community right now, especially through June and through COVID-19?
I think the pandemic has highlighted just how important home is. And it's more than just a place, it's a feeling, it's that safety that you experience at home. So even if we're just looking at some of these organizations only offer a temporary solution, and people need a safe place to go temporarily for whatever difficulties they're experiencing in their life.
And for people interested, where can they purchase the jewelry and find more information about this?
So the jewelry is available at Home Hardware Building Center here in Lloydminster. It's available at our jewelry counter, and donations can be made through the tills, either at the lumber desk or at front cash. And we have lots of information on our Facebook, social media, Instagram, and you can check us out online too, hhloyd.com.
Is there anything else you'd like to add for people to know about?
We're really grateful to the city of Lloydminster and surrounding area. They always step up for initiatives like this, and the amount of support that the residents of the city have provided is just phenomenal. So we really hope we can do some good for these organizations as monetary support.
Perfect. So thanks again for joining me today, Laura.
No problem.
Now our Connor Chan will take a first look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks very much, Jasmine. Still sitting around 31 degrees is what we're hovering over right now. Of course, we did see that heat warning still in effect, and we are going to kind of taper off our temperatures over the next couple of days heading into the weekend. But right now, we're seeing the winds also kind of still being pretty mild at 24 kilometers an hour coming in from the west. Looking at some other temperatures in the area, 31 in Vermilion and Wainwright as well, 28 for St. Paul. We still have that high pressure warm ridge making its way through Alberta and Saskatchewan, which is the reason we're still having that warm temperature. So 29 also up in Cold Lake. A little bit warmer in some parts in Saskatchewan as we look to Maidstone and North Battleford sitting at 33, 32 degrees in Meadow Lake, and then 34 out in Green Lake. Now, as we take a look to the school day forecast, it's mostly just going to be an overcast over the next couple of days here with that with the cloud coverage that we'll see here, but it is, of course, going to be a little bit cooler for tomorrow. So 19 degrees around 8 a.m., 22 around recess time, 24 around that lunchtime, and then by the time school's out around 3 o'clock, we will still have that 24 degree high still hovering around. So taking a look now to the North Battleford temperatures overnight. We are going to see 15 degrees, a lot more cloud coverage in the forecast. 28 degrees tomorrow expected for the daytime high for North Battleford, going into Cold Lake tomorrow. 12 degrees overnight. We could see some showers starting in the northern part of in Cold Lake for tomorrow, so we'll see that rain potentially making our way into Lloydminster. Maybe early Saturday morning is what we are expecting at this point, but for right now overnight, a little bit of clouds at 13 is our high, and then 26 degrees, for our daytime high for tomorrow. We are going to get a little bit more cloud coverage in the forecast. So here's a look at what we could see for the next 3 days. There is a little bit of a risk of a thunderstorm for certain parts of the prairies, and that includes possibly us here on Saturday with that high of 20 degrees, and going into Sunday the rain should stop and we'll have more clearer skies with that high of 20 degrees as well. That is a look at your weather forecast for now. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Eastern Alberta and most of Saskatchewan continue to be under a heat warning, with temperatures Wednesday reaching 29 degrees and Thursday reaching 32 degrees. How has this affected the world of golf? Evan Kenny has more.
32 degrees. No, I'm not talking about the angle of a golf club, but rather the current temperatures. Temperatures Thursday in Lloydminster are the warmest we've seen all summer. And at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Club, the heat and recent rain is welcomed.
For sure, and the golf course is doing very well as it is right now, but we do still have some spots that are left from spring to fill in, and definitely the combination of the rain and the heat are going to help that.
And as the weather heated up, so did the tee sheet. The course has been able to extend hours, with tee times soon starting at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Honestly, golfers are coming out here whether it's +3 or +33. So we've had awesome support this year, but it allows us to open earlier. So we moved first tee time to 7 a.m. It's going to 6 a.m. soon. So it's extending the days for us, which is great.
Golf operations have been able to stay on par. The biggest change over the 2-day heat wave hasn't been with clubs and balls, but rather with burgers and beers.
So it's definitely better business for our food and beverage. Harvest to Home is doing well with the better weather, and that's the only change really. It's been packed every day, so no changes from golf operations.
Courses will start to cool down as rain is expected in 4 of the next 7 days. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Now our Connor Chan will take another look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks very much, Jasmine. Yes, it is going to be a good day if you are going to go out golfing today, and even tomorrow could be good as well. There are parts of Alberta that could see some thunderstorm risks around the Edmonton Red Deer area and a little bit outside west of Lloydminster as well. So we are possibly going to see those thunderstorms on the Saturday, but for Friday, if you are going to go out and enjoy some golf, it's still time. There is still some time to go out and do so. So 31 degrees right now for us still, 33 in North Battleford and Saskatoon along with Prince Albert, and then 32 degrees in Meadow Lake. Saskatchewan did have some very warm temperatures in those mid-30s today. Looking into Edmonton at 27 degrees, 28 degrees in Red Deer, and then 25 for Edson and Rocky Mountain House. Now take a look to northern Alberta right here, 23 in Fort Chipewyan, 25 for Fort McMurray, and then 23 also out in Grand Prairie and in Peace River. Looking now to northern Saskatchewan, we see those 20-degree marks kind of in the mid-range there, where we see 20, like I said, for Losh, Buffalo Narrows, and Uranium City. A little bit cooler out in Stony Rapids and Wollaston Lake. Still not outside the 20-degree mark there, so 11 and 12 degrees, and then 19 in Flin Flon. Looking to southern Saskatchewan, another place that could see some of those thunderstorms catching up on the Friday. So 34 though for right now in Moose Jaw, Regina, and Swift Current. So a lot of southern Saskatchewan staying pretty consistent with their temperatures for today. Looking to Lethbridge, 31 right now for them, 34 also in Medicine Hat, and then 30 degrees out in Calgary and southern Alberta. Now take a look to temperatures out in the rest of the country. Regina, of course, as I mentioned, 34, seeing lots of sun and a few clouds. Edmonton getting a little bit more cloud coverage throughout the day there. 20 degrees in Vancouver, 17 up in Yellowknife, so it's still pretty warm, cool, into the northern areas. Most of Canada was in those high 20s today, or at least in the 20 degree
20-degree range, so 22 in Toronto, 29 in Winnipeg, and then 27 in Quebec City. Looking to St. John sitting at 23 degrees and Halifax sitting at 19. Now this is what we are going to see for tomorrow. For the Friday, we are going to cool off just a little bit there with that high of 26 degrees. We'll see that number also in Maidstone as well as in St. Walburg. Meadow Lake sitting at 28 degrees, 30 in Macklin for tomorrow. And then looking over to Alberta, we will start to see some of those thunderstorms and clouds start to emerge a little bit more, making its way eastbound as it will make a stop in Alberta first before it makes its way to Lloydminster. So 25 in Vermilion for tomorrow along with St. Paul, 26 in Marwayne and Bonnyville, with 24 out in Vegreville and in Edmonton. Now we could start to see the rain starting around that maybe 5 a.m. mark on Saturday, where we will see a daytime high of 20 degrees. We'll go back to around seasonal average temperatures. Of course, we've been over season averages for the last couple of days with these 30-degree days. So 20 degrees also for Saturday and on Sunday. More chance of rain on Monday with that high of 18 degrees, 21 on Tuesday, 22 on Wednesday, and then going to 21 on Thursday. We'll start to see a lot of sun and cloud days throughout the week, and mostly some cloudier days than sun as we get into that Thursday. That is a look at your weather forecast for now. We'll have more primetime local news after the break.
This month, as part of SGI's Traffic Safety Spotlight, police in Saskatchewan are going to be on the lookout to ensure that drivers are wearing their seatbelts and that they have their children in proper child seats. Now, I'm joined to talk a little bit more about this with Tyler McMurtry, the media manager of SGI. Now, in the media release about this month's Traffic Safety Spotlight, Tyler, SGI shared the personal story of Kinsley Powell. Can you just tell us a little bit more about her story?
Kinsley Powell at the time was 3 years old in November of 2019 when she was in the back seat of her grandfather's SUV when it was struck very violently on Highway 2 near Waka, Saskatchewan. And that resulting crash was tremendously violent. It left the driver of the other vehicle with significant, actually the driver of the other vehicle perished, and it left her grandfather, Kinsley's grandfather, with significant injuries as well. And Kinsley, however, emerged virtually unscathed from the crash, and it was because she was securely fastened into her properly fitted child seat.
Now, it's a tragic story, but it kind of highlights the importance of putting your children in child seats and making sure that you have the proper child seats for the size of your child. What are the rules when it comes to child seats in Saskatchewan?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's a very great point too as well. It's so important to keep those kids safe and snug. It's the most precious cargo that any of us will ever transport, of course. And so child seats are mandatory for all children in Saskatchewan who are under the age of 7 or less than 4'9" in height and under 80 pounds in weight.
And then when it comes to penalties for drivers, so say they don't have a seatbelt, their passengers don't have a seatbelt, or they don't have their children in a proper child seat. What are the penalties when it comes if they're caught?
It's a $175 fine and 3 points on your license. And now, if you are the driver of a vehicle and you have passengers under the age of 16, you are also responsible for making sure that everybody else in that vehicle is properly restrained, whether it's, depending on their size, wearing a seatbelt or in a booster seat or in a properly installed child seat. So if you are not, if you don't ensure that that's the case and you're driving around unrestrained or improperly restrained minors, you can also be given a ticket for each one of them that is not restrained. So, I mean, obviously the biggest and most important reason to make sure that everybody is buckled up is the safety aspect of it, but there's a little extra motivation for you as well.
And then when it comes to moving from a child seat to a booster seat, does that depend on age, or is it the size of the child?
It's age and the size of the child. And really our message to that is, don't be in a rush to move from a child seat to a booster seat, because when that child is in their car seat and in that 5-point harness, they are, as safe as they're ever going to be. So assuming, of course, it's installed correctly. So you don't necessarily have to rush to move if the child can sit in that seat comfortably, even if they are no longer below that kind of that minimum threshold.
Now, I'm also going to ask about tips for drivers to ensure that everyone's properly buckled in. Now, seems pretty simple. Just put your seatbelt on. But what are some tips that SGI has for drivers?
Well, you definitely want to ensure that seatbelt is across your lap, and of course the shoulder belt right across the center of your chest. And seatbelts are designed to kind of, in the event of a sudden stop or a crash, to restrain you at the points of your body that can most take that impact. And so you don't want to wear the shoulder strap. Some people tuck it behind them or put it under their armpit for some reason. And your seatbelt is designed to work in concert with your car's other safety systems, whether it's an airbag or the other. It's designed to hold you in place, and the cage around you is designed to protect you in the event of a crash. So that's why it's important. And I know a lot of people might think, well, I'm the best driver there is, so why do I need to wear a seatbelt? I'm not going to cause a crash. Well, it's not always up to you, as the story that we put in our news release illustrates. Sometimes other drivers or road conditions or weather conditions are a factor as well.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen on the road. You need to make sure that you're taking all precautions, make sure that you're getting to where you're trying to go safely. And if something happens, that you have the minimal amount of injuries possible. So Tyler, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us. And we want to make sure that people are paying attention to put their seatbelts on and make sure that everyone's buckled in properly, because police in Saskatchewan are going to be keeping an eye on that this month.
Yeah, absolutely. Buckle up every single time you're in the vehicle.
I'm very pleased to be joined on Primetime Local News today, all the way from Hungary, with Richard Kiss. Richard, I have a couple different pronunciations for your name we've discussed. I apologize if it's not quite how you say it correctly, but this is just such an interesting story we're going to be talking about today. First of all, thank you for agreeing to speak with me.
First of all, I want to say thank you as well. For me, it's a very big thing to make an interview with you, and I would like to show how the Hungarian line is going today, and I will talk about, as you said, the road with it.
Well, let's get started on first of all what we're here to talk about today, and that is line dancing. And line dancing is so popular in Europe and in Hungary, obviously where you are. So tell me about why it is so popular.
Because I think first of all, it could be popular because you don't have to have any pair, so you can dance this dance style lonely. So because of it could be popular, and it has a very how can I say it? It has a very amazing atmosphere that you will step by step the choreography at the same time with a lot of people. Exactly, I don't know, in a big international country festival, for example, Europe, like you said, we can dance the same choreo with over 1,000 people at the same time, and this atmosphere is amazing.
Well, tell me about the club that you're in itself. Tell me the name of the club and a little bit about it, how many people you have and that sort of thing.
That's my personal club, so I'm very proud of it. It's called the Cactus Country Club. I established this club in 2015, so 6 years ago. This April, we were six years old, and I'm so proud of it. We have over this time we have over 20 people in our club. We always do line dancing, and we have a lot of success in Europe. We were participating in a lot of international contests, like in Madrid, Austria, and we have a big dream if we could go to USA or Canada. But now it's a dream. I hope this dream will become true.
Well, one of
So
the reasons we're talking to you today is because you're a big fan and your club is a big fan of Dan Davidson, who we've interviewed many times, a country music star here from Canada and specifically out of Edmonton, which is in our broadcasting area. And you guys took his latest song, which is called Roll With It, and you did your own line dancing version, a video of it. So how did that all come about, and why Dan's music?
you know, I don't know. I have to remember. 4 years ago, we found on the YouTube a song from that Davidson, and it was the Barn Burner, which is really cool. I think so. And we have made the choreo and put it to international contest, and we've reached a really good place with this song, and we sent it to Dan Davidson. And next year, I think so. Yeah, next year. Dan has made a new song and a new clip. That was "These Are My People." Dan took a tour around the world. He were in China, France, and Hungary, because he wanted to see us in live. So they wanted to see how we dance on his song, and from this time we are in a good relationship. Just I can say it's a friendship, but we are far away, unfortunately. But we are in a friendship. And in March this year, Dan has wrote me an email that what if we might be interested in working on something together, and he has sent me the song as well, the Roll With It as well. And what if I do a really cool line dance on this song? And I said, wow, that's amazing. Dan Davidson wrote us again to make this song, to make for this song a choreo again. And why not? That's a good news for us. That's a good chance to start the line dancing again. You know, because of COVID, we cannot dance for a half a year long, and this was our start of the season. I can say it. And if I heard this song, if I listen this song, I feel something that is different. That is not not the original country. It has a little bit of rock. It's a little bit powerful than the other country song, featuring the Roadhammers, of course. And I was totally proud of it, that I can make a choreo and the line dance choreo for this song. And after it, the idea just came into my mind. What if we do something special for him, some present for him? And we have recorded a new video clip, line dancing. We've line dancing in ancient castles in Hungary, in our town. Yeah. So
Well,
this is why we made it. We want to give a present. We want to give something new for the line dance world, and yes, of course, we want to make them happy as well.
well, it is an amazing, amazing video. And if people want to check it out, where can they find it to look at it? Do you guys do you have a page on social media, or what's the best way for them to check out your version of the video?
Yeah, that's the best way. If you go to Dan Davidson Facebook or YouTube site, and we have uploaded as well to our Facebook site. You can just write in your computer Cactus Country Club on the Facebook, and okay, subscribe please, and like and share the videos. That's all we have. you know.
Well, once again, it's amazing, and I really, really enjoyed the video, and hopefully we get to see more of what you guys are doing. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. We really, really appreciate it, and good luck with all of your projects in the future.
Thanks a lot.
All right, taking one last look here at your weather forecast. 26 degrees going into tomorrow. We are possibly going to see some thunderstorms throughout the prairies heading into those next couple of days. 20 degrees though for Sunday and Saturday for us, where we could see some rain on the Saturday. We could see rain again on Monday with that high of 18 degrees, 21 on Tuesday, and then 22 there for Wednesday. We start to clear up a little bit more. We will have a little bit more cloud coverage coming back into our forecast with that high of 21 degrees on Thursday.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great rest of your night.